Hello Scorpio, my name is Alison and you're with Healing Dove Tarot. Scorpio, we're going to have a look at the love energy surrounding you from the 26th of November until the 2nd of December. What's interesting is I've already pre-shuffled your cards and I feel like it's a continuation of last week's theme. If you haven't watched that video, it might be a good idea to go have a look at that first. And it speaks about healing begins now. And for some of you, I still see that coming through, okay? Before we get started, Mercury is still retrograde until the 5th, 6th of December, so keep that in mind when it comes to your communication, any travel plans that you have. Try not to buy electronics for Christmas gifts if you can until after the 5th or the 6th, okay? There's a bit of a shadow period as well. But let's get started with your love reading. Scorpio, at the bottom of the deck, I do have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is mental energy, and I like to call it more mental anguish. It's really about that needing to make a choice or a decision. And for what I'm looking at in the cards, I really feel like it's like choosing about whether you're ready to move on and actually accept healing, okay? You start off this week with the World coupled with the Nine of Pentacles. So the World speaks about ending of cycles, but the World's major arcana, there's a lot of other cards. There's Ten of Swords, and you do have that in your reading. There's a lot of other cards that speak about endings, but the World speaks about ending a karmic cycle. It's literally the last card of the major arcana before we start anew with the Fool. So you're ending a cycle, Scorpio, and that doesn't surprise me. Jupiter's just moved out of your sign into Sagittarius. We've got Venus going direct, so I'm not surprised that you're ending a karmic cycle. For some of you, that means you've become single, and that's what I've been talking about, healing begins. I've seen that breakup that's been coming through. I just want you to know that if that is the case for your personal situation, you have the Sun at the very basis of this, okay? The Sun is the best card that you can get in the entire deck. It shines a light on everything else around it. One of the attributes of the Sun that doesn't get spoken about a lot, and I feel like is often misinterpreted, is the fact that it's quite a healing card, okay? A lot of readers will talk to you about the Star card, being that of the healer, and you know, it's healing energy, rah rah rah, and it is. But this for me is one of those big healing cards as well. It's like this is even though it's a major arcana, it's divinely guided, it's teaching you how to heal from within, okay? I know that sounds wanky and you're like, yeah, whatever, eye roll. Kind of felt a bit of a loser saying that to you, but it is true. It's actually about you're doing that healing at the moment. You're single, you've ended that karmic cycle, and you're doing that, and that's why you're now coming out stronger than ever before. And you know, you do have at the center of your reading the Ten of Swords, which speaks about ending one cycle. Didn't mean to throw that at you, but literally ending the karmic cycle and changing. It's like split in two. It's like two different people. It's really a metamorphosis of who you are when it comes to love, okay? As you get to the weekend, I do see for some of you a new offer coming in from a younger earth sign. But you're just not ready for commitment. I have the Hierophant in the reverse. So it's like as if someone wants to offer you something, they find out that you're newly single, but you're just too emotionally still going through the pain and you're in limbo. You're kind of like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready just yet to accept that offer, I'm afraid, because I'm still dealing with everything that's going on. I'm not quite ready to commit to someone. And I feel like the person, because it's a page, a pentacle, a Knight of Pentacles, it's something that is about commitment. It's something concrete. If it was like Wands or something else, I'd say, oh, look, it's a very transient energy, but this is someone that's wanting to commit to you and you're just like, I'm not ready. I see you working on yourself, really trying to rebuild who you are, and or maybe potentially not even focusing on love and just throwing yourself into work to try and distract from the pain for some of you, because this has been quite painful. I'm getting like a tightness around my chest from, I feel like, heavy sobbing. And sorry if that is what you've been going through. That's, you know, I can't take it away for you, but I feel it, and it's never a nice experience, you know, that emptiness. But I want you to know, like I said before, the healing power of the Sun is there, you know. And from a greater point of that as well, if you are feeling that way, I know how hard it can be sometimes to drag yourself out of bed and away from YouTube. Don't stop watching me, of course. Like, watch all of my videos, like, several times over. And then go out into the sun. Like, go sit in the sun for 10 minutes, you know. Just close your eyes and sit there and feel the sun on your face and on your chest, because I feel like it'll help you. For others of you that are in committed partnerships and that, you know, I don't see happy partnerships here. I'm going to say it how I see it. If you are in a happy partnership, I might not be the reader for you this week, and that's okay. But for those of you that are in partnerships, I feel, and that are staying in committed partnerships, I see you working very hard to rebuild, okay? I see you've made the decision, you've ended that cycle, you've let it go, and now you're working really hard to rebuild. It could feel like you're just kind of in a little bit of limbo land. If in your connection, one or both of you or one of you has cheated or done something like that, and then you've both decided to put it behind you and move on, you know, I commend you for it, because it takes a lot of strength and inner strength. That's where that inner wisdom comes from again. But if you have decided to do that, I see you working together to try and rebuild, okay? The Seven of Pentacles speaks about patiently waiting for your fruit to bloom, your relationship to blossom again. It may not be as strong as it once was in your commitment because of this other offer that came from outside, but it's getting there, right? And, you know, if you're the person that did the forgiving of a transgression, or if you're the one being forgiven, there's a fantastic relationship expert you can look up on YouTube called Esther. Esther Perel, I think is her name, and she speaks about why we cheat. It's a really fascinating TED talk, I think it is. I hope I've gotten her name right. But she speaks about the reasons why people cheat and why they go out of the trust of a relationship, and then how it can be rebuilt. It's fascinating when you want to have a look at human psyche, okay? So for someone out there, that's important. Completely single Scorpios. Look, it's not that you can't find love this week. I just feel like it's not where your focus is. Look, you may have met someone last week and they're your world and they're lighting you up. But I really feel like at the moment, for those that are single, you're focused on your own self, your own ambition, your career. You're working really hard. You're kind of really, not that you're closed off, but it's just not at the forefront of your mind. All right, let's draw for you some additional guidance for singles. Additional guidance for Scorpio singles. Please show me. There it is. Spread your wings. And there's another one here as well. Sadness and isolation. Yeah. Three of Swords and Two of Wands. So heartbreak and sorrow, and really trying to find a new path after heartbreak and sorrow. Two of Wands, it speaks a lot about creative endeavors as well. So that's kind of cool. I like that combination together. Couples. By the book. Yeah, I think I was saying this before. It's like just about doing the mundane things, right? Trying to build it back up together. All right. Singles. Sadness and isolation. Sorrow, disappointment, trust, and healing. What did I say about healing? Love can bring both joy and sorrow. When disappointment enters your life, it's important to acknowledge the accompanying sadness and feelings of loss. However, it's equally vital not to dwell on the loss. The temptation may be to isolate yourself from the world and cling to your grief. This card is a reminder to trust that this situation, as hard as it may be, is in your best interest. It's time to gently let go of the sorrow and disappointment. Gently. Two of Wands. I love this after that card, okay? I'm really glad that that's kind of how they came out together. Expansion, freedom, confinement, and decision. Energies of expansion are around you now, and because of this, you may be feeling restless and uncertain. Your mind and soul may be ready to soar, but you may feel confined by certain relationships or aspects of them. Although they may be comfortable and feel safe, it's possible they don't quite fulfill your needs. Even the desire to be in a relationship can be restricting because it becomes your focus and you forget how to live your life to the fullest. What was I saying about focusing on other things? Sometimes when you think you have all that you could ever want, you realize that you now want something else. Ain't that the truth? Perhaps a relationship is growing a little too restricting, or it's not exciting enough, or maybe it's no longer meets your needs as you've evolved and changed. What will it take you to allow you to feel unrestricted and joyful? Listen to your heart. What do you actually want? Remember to make any needed changes with love and compassion. Beautiful. Couples, by the book. Abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs, universal laws. And this one goes on to say, at this time you can expect a return, getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they've become as a result of their environment, culture and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honouring the individuality of the person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want them to be. Your connection will deepen as a result. Wow, that one's potent. I'm just going to leave that right there. All right, Scorpio, I hope you found this reading helpful. It was a pleasure doing it for you. If you did, please hit the like button and I'll be back with you next week. Take care.